and commences his grandest alchemical extravaganza, his film number 12, his American Book of the Dead, using only his customary methods, his bludgeoning willpower and sweet orchidaceous persona, and heaven and earth magic swims in the black of his glass. He's the magister ludicrous, juggling his cut paper elements. Chemical pinches of imagery here and there colour the flickering black and white flame, and the Soviets have put Sputnik 1 into orbit, and everything's shifting as quick as the pictures distilled in the lens of his freeze frame alembic, but he can still put on a show with a handful of glamorous fishnet assistants. The heart of his art is, as ever, the quest for the feminine in all its parts, for the female within him, expressed in its ultimate manifestation, the cabalist's binar, the cup of all cunt and compassion and water, the down-pointed triangle, inverted delta of Venus, of Isis, and like his old pal Cocteau says, born from out of the union, joining the woman and man in us, is all creation. So Harry dives into his work, re-emerges as some bud-eyed mannequin, crazy and fizzing like phosphorus. He rearranges his cut-out ideas of the feminine principle until they mean what he wants them to mean, representing the 5 human spheres of Kabbalah with solar soul alchemy, open-head Mercury intellect, lunar green perfume, earth bull, and Venusian melon of love. Please be reassured, no 3-dimensional women are harmed in the course of this purely internal experiment. Harry's ideas, Harry's consciousness, these are the only things being transmogrified. This is about transforming himself from a man to a woman, from Hokmar to Binar, his masculine magical fire to immersive, compassionate, feminine water. Oh, if he could liquefy, turn to a puddle of fluid emotion, a grail from which others could drink, he'd be satisfied. He keeps his pestle dry. It's not about sex. He chases boys, flirts with girls. Rosebud's best guess is asexual. He melts from the scene now and then, off down folkways in travelling shoes with his upside-down viewpoint, for all the time birthing new schemes. Even when he's away, spinning all of his various platters and plates, or pursuing obsessive collectible genius junk, he's still sunk in his project, his great work, his heaven and earth spanning movie, his tap-dancing mind and inverted perspective, still hatching ideas for new footage, new processes. Even while ducking and diving, the golden eggs just keep on coming. The decades are changed in the 5 years he works on his opus, and all of his side tracks lead back to the magical act that he's doing with paper and celluloid, back to his flickering, world-changing print and its basic essentials. The Magus himself at the centre of everything, there in the crucible, posing and posturing, Blackstone the Great with his bag of mesmeric effects. All he needs is the heavyweight wand of his will, his Wagnerian four-hammer thunderstick ringing the hours that he spends at his table, his bubbling alchemist's lamp. He can wield it with discrimination, in stern martial judgment, a magistrate's gavel to chip away any impurities from the material, shatter illusions, and purge any element not critical to the working. He doesn't need intellect, his intellectual profile. He doesn't need sweet, fragrant dreams from the moon, or a bull-headed earthly existence, or even the alchemist's gold of the sun. Just the Venus, the emerald fruiting of love, that's the answer. The key that releases the energy, unlocks the conjurer's thirst, and just like Monteverdi, his art is the language of birds. And sometimes the love aches, and his melons afflicted by what you might call melancholia. So Sometimes he pleads with himself for release. It's too hard. This incurable, unlimited fascination, this 10 million ton love of everything. He doesn't weaken. The work's too important. He rises through OTO graves and up from borrowed masonry, fashions a royal ark of Enoch. There's no room for sentimentality, nor does he balk at that old stunt of sawing a woman in half. If the prestige demands that he sacrifice all he's got, that's what he'll do. If the physical part of his work needs to go, that goes too. It's like losing a limb, but he sets himself hard to the task, and ignoring the hurt and the screams, he cuts through, that his aim and intention be true. His affection is burning hot, and he needs pincers and tongs just to touch it. His pride is stripped bare by her bachelor even, and this is the art of it. This is the heart of it. This is the heated reaction. The 50s turns into the 60s before he's all through, and it's like a decade how he's made his creative eggs hatch and the chicks home to roost, red gold in the alembic. He puts his will into the mortar, his lance in the grail that he fills with the Babylon blood of his sacrifice, mixes the red with the white, and the Eisenhower leads turn to stroboscope light everywhere. He's preparing to bear his delight down the river, through tunnels and arches, the 12 hours of night, with a Jungian analyst's coat as his funeral barge. And words fail him.